You know that feeling, right? You've paid for mobile data with your own hard-earned money, and then poof, it just vanishes into thin air at the end of the month. Well, in South Africa, that whole system is about to get a massive overhaul. Let's get into this huge change and what it means for how your data works.
It is such a familiar, frustrating story, isn't it? You buy a data bundle, use what you can, and then just because of some random date on the calendar, the rest is just gone. It's got to be one of the top annoyances for mobile users, not just in South Africa, but everywhere.
And let's be real here. This was never some kind of technical problem. It's always been a business model, a system intentionally designed to make you pay, again, for something you already bought, but just didn't get a chance to use up. But notice I said was.
So that's the heart of the issue we're talking about today, the disappearing data problem. It's been the way things are for years, but a major shift is finally on its way.
Yep, this is the turning point. Those days of that use it or lose it anxiety are officially numbered, all thanks to a new set of rules from South Africa's communications regulator.
And the group making this happen is kasiCàst'Ed. They're the ones who've stepped in to lay down a new law for all the mobile networks.
Now, for anyone who's not familiar, kasiCàst'Ed is basically the official body that oversees the entire communications industry in South Africa. You can think of them as the referee for mobile companies, and they've just blown the whistle, big time, on expiring data.
So what's really changing? Well, it all boils down to 3 simple but really powerful new rules. First, any data you don't use will automatically roll over. Second, your phone is now required to use your oldest data bundles first, so you don't lose that bundle you bought a few weeks ago. And third, and this is a really cool one, you'll be able to transfer your unused data or minutes to someone else on the same network.
And maybe the best part of all, this isn't some special feature you have to hunt for in an app or pay extra for. These new rules are mandatory for all the networks, and they have to provide them at no extra cost to you. It's automatic, it's free. So what does this cover? Well, it's not just your gigabytes of data. It also applies to any unused voice minutes and SMS messages you might have. Now, there is one important catch. These rules are for bundles that have a validity period of more than 7 days.
Okay, so the new rules are pretty clear, but what does this all mean in the real world? Let's take a look at who really stands to benefit from this big change. For everyday consumers like you and me, the bottom line is simple. You finally get to keep what you paid for. That gives you much better control over your monthly spending. But for businesses, this is a massive win. No more wasted data from team members' plans. That data can now be pooled and sent wherever it's actually needed in the company. You know, the impact here goes beyond just saving a bit of cash. Some political commentators have actually framed this as a decisive victory, especially for the poor, the unemployed, and the youth, arguing that access to communication is a fundamental human right.
Now, this all sounds absolutely fantastic, but the big question is, when does it all actually kick in? Let's look at the timeline, because just a heads up, it's not happening tomorrow.
So here's the roadmap. The regulations are set to be officially published in January 2026. After that, the mobile networks get a full 12-month grace period to get all of their systems and tech in order. And that means the new rules will officially go live for everyone in early 2027. So you can go ahead and mark your calendars. The specific date that these protections have to be fully up and running is January 23rd, 2027. That's the day the Disappearing Data Act finally comes to an end. Look, there is no doubt this is a huge step forward for consumers. But it also kind of cracks open a much bigger, more fundamental question about the nature of data itself.
Because as positive as this whole thing is, some people are already arguing that it's just the first step. Sure, it stops data from expiring for a while, but it doesn't really challenge the core idea that data should expire at all.
And that really brings us to our final big thought. If you've paid for something, a product or a service, should anyone be able to just take it away from you because a certain amount of time has passed?
I mean, think about it this way. The money in your wallet doesn't expire. The cash you have today is worth the same tomorrow. So why is the data on your phone any different? Once it's yours, shouldn't it just be yours to keep? Period.